Pikmin 2 has quickly become one of my favorite Nintendo games. While I do think Pikmin 4 is the better game and probably my favorite Pikmin game, I do think that it owes a lot of its success to Pikmin 2. But let's say you've done it all in Pikmin 2 but just want more of it. You don't want all that new stuff with the dog, you just want more of that classic Pikmin 2 bullcrap. Well, luckily for you, plenty of other people feel that exact same way and have gone on to create their own games using that framework that Pikmin 2 laid down. So today I rounded up 3 of what I consider to be the best Pikmin 2 hacks to help you quench that Pikmin 2 thirst. So first up, we have a hack called Colossal Caverns by the wonderful Pick Hacker. What this mod does is cram all of the treasures and enemies/bosses into one absolutely enormous cave. The game takes previously existing cave modules and crams them all into one huge floor with bosses and enemies sprinkled around, and it is all completely randomized. Every time you load up a new playthrough in this game, you'll be dealing with a completely new cave with different enemy and treasure placements along with a completely new layout. Now, since the game is completely randomized, sometimes you get a cave that leads to a super fun and long playthrough that is just the right mix of challenging and fun, and then sometimes it's just not going to work out. This hack can definitely have its moments of frustration just due to the randomness, but once you get a good cave and just sort of get into the groove of things, this hack can be incredibly fun. And that's not all there is to the hack either. There are all kinds of options you can customize before even beginning your journey into the cave. You can enable onions, which will make losing Pikmin much less stressful. You can also enable white and purple onions, as well as allowing yourself to have 200 Pikmin out at a time if you just want that extra power trip. There is an entire character select screen full of all of your favorite Pikmin characters like the Penguin from Club Penguin, Peppino from Pizza Tower, and Stewie. The hack also supports widescreen, which is just such a nice quality of life improvement. Oh, and over here it says first person mode. That's not a normal thing for Pikmin. I wonder what that looks like. It's not fun, it's not fun, it's not fun, it's not fun. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Okay, in all seriousness, this is not a practical addition at all. In fact, I'm not really sure how you could play the game like this, but I still kind of like it. Honestly, I would really like to watch somebody try to beat the game like this. That would be very entertaining. I'm not gonna do it though. Overall, this is a super fun hack, and if you just want a new way to play Pikmin, I think this offers a pretty unique experience that I would definitely recommend. So next up, we have another hack made by Pick Hacker. This guy is pretty awesome. This hack is called Pikmin 251 and basically acts as a fan-made sequel to Pikmin 2. While the last hack I talked about is super fun and impressive, it definitely didn't feel like the traditional Pikmin 2 experience. This game basically takes Pikmin 2, remixes some of the areas, and introduces brand new caves. The game genuinely feels like if right after Pikmin 2 they just decided to keep the momentum going and make another game instead of waiting 9 years. I'm not going to act like this is better than the original Pikmin 2, but I do think it offers a really fun experience for people that are fans of that game. I know that there were some people who were a little disappointed by the fact that Pikmin 4 was sort of a baby-fied version of Pikmin 2. I don't really fall into that category because I think it's the best Pikmin game, but if you are in that category, then this ROM hack basically offers the sequel to Pikmin 2 that I think some people wanted. Also, the opening cutscene really caught me off guard when it started using Kerbal Space Program footage. Most of the game's soundtrack consists of Nintendo music reworked to fit the Pikmin style, which I thought was really fun. But back to the actual game itself, the game no longer requires you to get $10,000 to get the first ending. Instead, it is now raised to $20,000. The game also adds some new treasures like this Donkey Kong barrel I found. But I would argue that one of the biggest additions to this game is none other than the brand new orange Pikmin. These little guys can resist explosions, allowing you to not be so scared of bomb rocks or break through these weird nuclear blasts that are just in caves sometimes. The only complaint I have with them is that to get them, you have to throw your Pikmin into these orange flowers, much like how you get purple or white Pikmin. But orange Pikmin can't exit the cave with you, meaning that by making orange Pikmin, you are actively sacrificing the Pikmin you had. The Bulbmin in the original Pikmin 2 are like this, but you just find them in the cave and don't necessarily lose anything by taking them with you. I expect to lose Pikmin in the caves, but usually it feels like I can actually do something about it, but in this game, if you need the orange Pikmin, there is really no way around sacrificing a few guys. This is ultimately just a minor nitpick though, because just the fact that this hack adds an entirely new Pikmin type at all is just super impressive. Like I said earlier, if you enjoy Pikmin 2 or think that none of the newer Pikmin entries live up to Pikmin 2, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. So this final hack we will be talking about is in my opinion one of the most impressive and probably the best Pikmin 2 hack out there. Okay, just give me a second to explain this one. So on the surface, Bikmin 269 just looks like it replaces a bunch of the textures and models with random obscure internet jokes, but trust me, if that's all it was, I would not be talking about it right now. Overall, I don't necessarily find the whole replacing all of the textures and enemies with random stuff all that funny, but this hack puts so much effort into it that I can't help but respect it. But like I've already said, there is so much more to this hack than the funny looking Wario frog. Remember how Pikmin 251 contained a bunch of remixed areas, new caves, and new treasures? Well, this game has all of that plus even more. While the game does contain some areas that are just remixed versions of old ones, it also contains completely original areas, which makes this hack feel even more like its own game. On top of this, every Pikmin, or Bikmin as they are called in this game, is completely original with different perks and weaknesses than the original Pikmin 2 crew. The game even addresses my criticism of the last hack with the orange Pikmin by introducing this game's shell Bikmin that acts almost identical to the orange Pikmin, except you just find them in the cave instead of having to sacrifice anyone. All of the different Bikmin types also just look very distinct from each other and honestly have some pretty fun designs. Look, this one's a minion. You know, while the last two hacks I talked about were definitely fun, this one is just on another level. This game takes Pikmin 2 and turns it into something super unique and fun. The game even introduces new mechanics like these keys you have to find inside of the caves before you can move down to the next floor. A lot of the enemies have new behaviors, the nectar actually gives your Pikmin a debuff, and just so much more. This game is actually one of the greatest fan projects I think I've ever played, right up there with stuff like PO6. I will say though that this game can be pretty difficult. This isn't a criticism, just more of a warning. I love Pikmin 2, but I won't lie, I'm not great at it, and I would definitely say that this game is probably a little harder in some areas, but despite that, I still think that this hack is amazing. So if you haven't noticed already, out of all of these, this is the one you need to play the most. So those are all the hacks I wanted to share with you today, but if there are some others that you think I would enjoy, feel free to let me know in the comments. But there are actually two other hacks that aren't out yet that I am very excited for. First, we have Pikmin Squared, which is a full remake of Pikmin 1 inside of Pikmin 2. This is made from PikHacker, who I'm pretty sure worked on all three of the hacks in this video, and the hack looks like it's going to be really fun and probably the best way to play Pikmin 1. Next up, we have Puffmin Quest, which while I don't know much about it yet, in the trailer you can see that the different Pikmin types actually have elemental bonuses they get, like the fiery Puffmin gets an attack boost while they are on fire and stuff like that. It looks like a super promising hack and I am very excited to play it. So that's about all I got for today. I'm going back to making more minions.